everybody. Welcome back to Grace Before Me Farm. I wanted to talk about a couple of things today, and you'll notice in the description it does say, or in the heading it does say that devotional. We'll be talking about the Lord and some things today at the start, and I always think it's silly that people have to put that on there, but anyway, we will make sure that everybody realizes that this will be part of a devotional type video, along with some other things. I wanted to talk with you about the egg picture that I had shared, I don't know, I think a couple of videos ago, and when there was this awakening, or what should I say, an unveiling, I guess, and I'll put that picture up here, and that way you can see what I'm talking about. So this channel is going to be, of course, hopefully to build community, especially around me, for us that are still here in California, and then also to share some things, share what my journey is as far as learning herbs, what we do here on our little farm, and hopefully to bring some encouragement and some positivity to the airwaves. So let's go back to the egg picture. And the egg picture, there are two eggs there. And the story with that is I had a friend that he had some chickens, and we were able to go to his home and look at his setup and everything that he had, and he was kind enough to share some of his farm fresh eggs with me. So one weekend I'm finishing out our store-bought eggs, and I cracked open the two eggs that you'll see in the picture, or you have seen, and the one that is more on the orangey type yolk, I had not seen that in a long time, I guess, if I ever did. Now, I had an aunt when we were young. We used to visit her home, and she had chickens, and we used to love to go in the back and collect the eggs and things like that. But I wasn't making the breakfast, so I don't know what they look like. So fast forward to here I am as an adult. I cracked open his egg, and I looked at it for a minute, and I'm so ashamed to say, but I said, "Ooh, is that safe to eat?" No, that sounds so crazy, because at that day I actually looked it up to see what it meant to have that deep orange yolk. What does that mean? Why does that look different than what I've been purchasing my whole life from the grocery store? And those are always kind of the pale yellow looking yolks. And when I looked it up, and it said that it had all these nutritional things that were better for me, and what a farm fresh egg was versus the store-bought egg, and how these eggs are obtained that we get at the store, I had, like I said, an awakening, an unveiling, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I have been conditioned to believe that the store-bought eggs were better for me." And that I looked at something and I questioned and said, "Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with that. Is it safe to eat?" And in this time, when that happened, now before on my journey for healthier eating, for more self-sustainability, things like that, I grew up with both of my grandparents in the farming. They either lived out in the country or, had gardens. And also when my child was born, I wanted to give her the best start that I could. and we were very high risk. She is my miracle child, and I'm so incredibly grateful for her, that blessing of her. I will never ever there's nothing else that's more important to me than to be her mama. But going back to that, I would buy organic food when she started graduating into eating food, because I looked at the jar canned food, or the even have pouches now, and I was looking at that stuff, and I just didn't think that that was quite as healthy for her than what I could make. And at that time, there was a store called Babies R Us. I guess it was a branch of Toys R Us, and they had this little kit, and it had pouches, and you could make your own baby food. So I would go and buy organic green beans and peas and carrots and all of these things, and I would steam them or cook them, and then basically puree them and put them in these bags, and you could freeze them. So that was a way of preserving, even though I didn't realize that at the time. I just felt like I was doing the best I could for her, and providing for her. And then when we had to go to the store, we went out to eat or something like that, I would already have something available for her when she was just really small. So that kind of started there, and then we got into the chickens and the eggs. And when I had that, I was so just kind of sat for a minute, and I remember calling my husband in and saying, I don't know if this is safe to eat. And that kind of has started my journey to be more self-sufficient. Again, I want to encourage you and have you realize that it is okay to question what's in your food, where's it coming from, and do what you can for your own health. So today I just want to encourage you to do that, to look things up, not just on Google. Get some books, educate yourself. And I think that you too might start questioning and saying, what is it that I could do to have things prepared? Even if I don't want to run to the store, say the grocery store has everything, right? You can go and there's no shortages, there's nothing. You can go there. For me, I don't like to go to the grocery store every week. And it's so nice just to be able to go out in your garden, pick some things for dinner. I have a little garden outside our back door, and I just call it my kitchen garden. And it's so nice just to run out and grab those things, and I know what's in them. They're not sprayed with any chemicals. I know what's in them, and I can provide that to my family. And I can also educate my daughter while she's growing to know where her food comes from, right? So I just wanted to encourage you, we're all conditioned in one way or another. And if there's something that you can do about it, even if you live in an apartment and you have a windowsill and you want to grow your own herbs, your rosemaries, your things like that, that's possible for you. You just gotta get out and try. And I'm gonna share today, just kind of going through where my home, we believe in God, and we definitely believe in Jesus the Son. And I believe that everything has been provided to us in the earth for our health, right? For our healing, for something beautiful just to look at. In the negative times, I mean, goodness, you could just turn on anything and you hear negative. I have a hard time with that. I get very tired of hearing negative, because I believe that the majority of people are good. And I believe that what's out there on the airwaves is not true. I believe that if people need help, then people will help each other. And that's how it should be. So I want to share with you, as before we go, sorry, into my little garden area, and just things that I can share with you that are just growing. And they're growing wild. And also, if you're going to follow me through the journey of herbalism, looking into that, I have so many books. I ordered so many seeds. I'm really looking forward to fall and then this next spring to create my medicinal cottage garden, or whatever you'd like to call it. But there are things that I can grow, and I can learn that I can heal, right? We can heal ourselves with some of these things. Again, in no way am I a doctor. Am I taking anything away from the medical community? Please do your research. But there are things available to us. And they might just be right outside your door. But yeah, as I researched and I listened to other YouTubers that are growing their herbs and things and how they're preserving those, and they say the same thing where I have been. Why are we taught to fear these things? Why is that? When I was young, and my grandmother on my dad's side, I just remember her having an herb garden, and she's away now, and I just really wish now at this time that I could actually have a conversation with her and learn from her. I just remember her picking some mint or something out of her yard and putting it in some water, and she had an ear rake, dipping a cotton ball and then sticking it in there. Our cousins knew that if they had some kind of ailment, they would go over and just come see her. And it was just a little joke that went around the family that she was a witch doctor. And she wasn't a witch doctor. She just knew information from the old ways and utilized that. And how sad now that we've lost a lot of that, and I think that we're trying to get it back. I know that I am, and that's why I'm trying to educate myself. So I want to share something with you, some scripture, and then I'm going to share you some pictures of why I believe the way I believe. So let me share with you, I looked this up, and it is from Genesis 1:11 through 12. This is the King James Version. And it says, "And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And God saw that it was good." And that's what I want to share with you today, the goodness. That's what this channel will be. It is for everybody, even if you're not a believer. Hopefully you can find some positivity here. And I encourage you to kind of just look around yourself as well and see the beauty that has been given. So in the darkest of times of things, my life is not always roses. And in the darkest of times, and when I'm very low, I have hope in my heart. And I can just walk out and just be still for a moment and either listen to the birds out here, or see a flower, or see something growing, or see the trees dancing in the breeze, right? And that's all part of it, and that's where I see that God has provided for me, right? So this morning, I have the Bible app, and we always get a verse that comes. and this one came today, and I just want to share it with you. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And that's what I want to share with you today. Think on the good. In the midst of the bad, there's always something to be grateful and thankful for. I thank you for being here with me, and I just ask God to keep you in all things. Until next time, take care. So I came out. We've had a little bit of rain yesterday and then today, and I wanted to show you. Look at that beauty. Oh my goodness. Look how big it got. Wow. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I still only have the one. There's little flowers that are still coming. She's wild. Let's see if I can find any others. But it's beautiful and lush. Oh, here. Look at that. Oh. Nope. Look at that one. So I'll let these go this year just to see how they do. We still are going to have sunny days. We are at the end of, or mid to end of September, and there's still, there's still life, and that little bee, if you were able to see him, still doing some work out here, looking for those flowers to pollinate. There it is, way over there. It's always so nice just to come out, see what your garden is still doing and the life that's still in it. I'm super excited over this watermelon. I know that it's late in the season. Excuse me, does not compare to the one that my great-grandfather could grow, but this one is beautiful. Absolutely love it. And now I know that I can grow these and look forward to this next year. Oh, look, here's another one. Look at that. So neat. So incredibly neat. So this right here is some mint that I have in a pot. She's super messy. All these are old growth that I'm going to cut off, clean her up. I just wanted to show you on your mints that they can be invasive, and so even when you cut them back, they do grow back again with abundance. You can pull these off, you can dry them, put them in your teas, you know. It's really neat that it just keeps coming back every year. So it is kind of a hot mess out here. We have had severe heat this summer, and unfortunately it just took everything that we could just to water everything, just to make sure that it stayed alive. And we've had a little bit of a rainstorm the last couple days, or day and a half, and it's just kind of washed everything off. And you can see there's still a bunch of life here. It smells super. And I'm gonna clean her up, and then she'll just continue to grow for me. Okay, so I finished trimming at least the bad spot. I know everything around here is a hot mess, but that's nature, and it's all growing. And look, I cut back, and look at what I found. Wow, another one growing. So cool. You find grapevines like that. This one hiding here underneath all that extra brush. There it is. And I have another, that sugar baby one is here as well. And then of course, my beauty. That's so pretty. I can't wait to get this open. Save some of the seeds off of this one. And that way I can have them for next year. So I wanted to show you this too. This is purslane. It just grows wild out here, which is what we're supposed to do, right? So this people take and you can cook it. It's for medicinal, has medicinal properties and culinary properties. You can look it up. I just wanted to share it with you that, again, this isn't anything I planted. This just grows out here, and it most likely grows, well, if you're in my area, I would think. And there's also, let me show you. It's just kind of overgrown out here. See all of that? That just grew naturally. And when you're looking at something like this, just you want to do your research on it so that you can identify it. It normally has little yellow flowers, and it almost looks just like, or has a feel of succulent. And you want to make sure that you have the correct one. You can also buy seeds if that was something that you research and something you like. You can buy seeds, or just look around your yard, and it might just be there for you. Amazing. Okay, moving on with the theme of seeds want to grow, and that everything has been provided for us in the earth. This is a type of red clover. I did not plant this. I did not. They do have seeds for this. Ooh, there we go. Beautiful. How pretty these are. This is just growing wild. Again, so some of that purslane. But this plant right here, a couple of them are growing wild underneath one of my peach trees that I had, and I just want to show you again. Seeds will grow. I don't know if this was a freebie from one of the birds that live around here in one of our trees. And picked this up somewhere and put in their droppings, and it just started to grow. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. So pretty. Now this one I am going to do some research on. It's supposed to, I believe it works with your body instead of taking replacement hormones when you're going through menopause or the stages of menopause, to help with those wonderful heat flashes, right? So wow, right? It's just growing here under one of my peach trees in my little garden here, and it would probably be best. It's been provided to me, right? It's been provided to me. I did not plant this. So it's probably smart for me to do my research on this particular plant, see how I might be able to utilize it, if it would help me during those hot times. Anyway, I just wanted to show you again, things are provided. Wow, and it's just so beautiful. Look at those little feathers or little hairs on the sides of those leaves. All the little details. If you just stop for a moment and just kind of look around, or if you can hear the birds around me, just stop for a second and just listen to that nature that's been provided around you. So this little patch right here is tomatillos, and again with the concept of seeds we want to grow, we certainly do. And these just popped up, and so we've just let them do their thing, and there's been something munching on them, but that's okay. Even if the flowers are here, for the bees, I'm perfectly fine just to leave them and let them alone. Ooh. Where'd he go? Looking, doing their thing. Still out here, and then you can see the little lantern that's forming, and that's what your tomatillo comes from. There's another one there. It's forming. So I'm just gonna leave them, let them do their thing, see if we can get anything late summer. Super duper munching on these. But hey. There we go. Everybody can enjoy the nature. Unless you got a bunny rabbit in here and then they eat all your vegetables. Then that's always disappointing. Okay, so we're back here in my little lavender patch. I know you've seen these pictures before, at least of this patch here, and I love them so much. I just want to show you, again, just going back to the beauty that's here. You know, can you see all of the detail here? Hopefully the camera's picking it up, right? I mean, look at all these little flowers that are in here. And look at the design of the leaves. Even these leaves, right? Aren't they so pretty? Look at that different detail in here. So neat. This little one that's starting. So I just want to again to encourage you, that's what this video is about, to just stop for a moment, kind of take a look at the beauty that has been provided to us and the different uses, right? Not only is this pretty, it does have medicinal properties in it. It has calming properties. Sometimes when I'm kind of overwhelmed with my job, or been on a training or something for 2 hours plus. Sometimes, you can just get it on your fingers. Or just smells so good just by touching the plant, just touching the leaves. And that's amazing to me. It's just here. This plant was a start, I believe, that I picked up from either Home Depot or Lowe's. Again, I just stuck it in one of my raised beds here. It's just a metal raised bed. And again, just trying, especially through summer, just trying to keep it alive. And it's just done so well. So well in this little pot here. Excuse the pomegranate. I set it down for just a second. So pretty. Wow. So this right here was cilantro that I just let it go to seed. And if you look right here, once you do that, these are the little seeds. And each one of these, will grow you a cilantro plant, right? Each one. So I have 3 here. I've got all of these. And probably tomorrow, when it dries out a little bit, I'll come out and harvest them, let them dry, keep them, and just save them for myself so that I can plant these again. So not only did I get a lot from my, I know it looks terrible now, from my cilantro plant, but look at all of these seeds that are available to me so that I can grow some more and be able to enjoy. So I just cut one of the sunflowers out of my daughter's little garden that she had, a little flower garden. And I just wanted to show you, if you've never seen this before. So this is the actual sunflower, and then once the flower dries, and you can just move this stuff out of the way, you'll see, look at all of these seeds. How cool is that? And these are actually the seeds that we eat, sunflower seeds. And then the other thing is, all of these seeds will grow its own sunflower. So if you're looking to have your sunflower garden, or you wanted to have your own sunflower seeds, or grow them just for your chickens, you can do that. How cool is that? From one seed, I have one sunflower and all of these seeds available to me. Is that not amazing?